my channel. Excuse the way that I look a hot ass mess today. I don't know why. I don't care. Like, I'm just like, ugh. I really wasn't going to talk about this, but I wanted to talk about this whole Evelyn, Lozada, and OG situation and talk about specifically what happened at the Basketball Wives Part 1 reunion. Okay, so look. Let me tell y'all how I feel, okay? So, to me, I actually liked Evelyn, and I did watch her show and everything like that. I kind of thought she was messy, but I still liked her, and I did support her and like her daughter and all that stuff. But this season in particular has like changed my whole perspective of her, because it was like this colorism issue. And my issue with Basketball Wives in general is the simple fact, my issue with this show is that they're trying to paint this dark-skinned woman as an aggressive person, as someone who is so violent and she's abusive and she's out of control. And Basketball Wives have a history of attacking the dark-skinned woman. It goes back to season 1. They did it to Royce, they did it to Kenya, they did it to Brandy, and so many other dark-skinned women. And you may sit here and say, well, hey, they've done it to light-skinned women. What about Drea? They also did it to Susie and this, that, and the other. Yes, they did do it to them as well. But let me tell you this, though. With Drea, the reason that they came for Drea was because they were intimidated by Drea. Drea is younger than them. She has shit going on with her life. And she looked better than all of them. And they were intimidated by her because of that. And she did not put up with their bullshit. And that's what they didn't like. Megan James, she's a dark-skinned woman too, kind of fall in the brown skin kind of category. But they didn't like her because she was one of the darker women that was on the show at the time. They didn't like her because she didn't kiss their ass. Let's talk about Royce and all of them. They were intimidated because Royce had an actual career. She has a career. She don't need no nigga to take care of her. She got her own. And they felt some type of way by that. They always had a habit of picking on the darker skinned woman. Or if you were somewhat of a lighter skin tone, because we see this season they've been picking on Cece. They try to go for those women who they feel are weak. This season in particular, they felt like Cece was the weak link, and that it was so easy to go ahead and start up drama with her, and she wasn't going to do nothing. That's why freaking every episode they kept bringing up this whole Byron and, you know, Kristen and Cece situation repetitively, was because they felt like Cece could not hold her own. So when she got up and she opened her mouth and that whole crew took a L, they wasn't expecting that. They didn't think she was going to be able to hold her own. That's why Evelyn felt some type of way and felt to me, oh, let me run up on her, I'm going to attack her. Because she didn't like the fact that she couldn't stand her ground with Cece. Cece opened her mouth and she said some stuff. Evelyn had every intention on going and attack Cece. We done seen repeatedly throughout all the seasons of Basketball Wives that Evelyn has been on there. Her constantly throwing bottles, jumping over tables, attacking people. She keeps going and meddling into people's business. Okay? And the thing that was pissing me off about this reunion was the simple fact that soon as it has started, soon as it fucking started, Evelyn was running her mouth talking mad shit about OG. She up here talking to like the crew members, the hair and makeup, like, oh yeah, like her toe is longer than a CVS receipt. She's still talking shit. She this and she that. She's unemployed. Her man is unemployed. They broke. Like, how you sitting here talking about people's money? And that's one thing I can't stand about people who got money, is they like to downgrade or degrade people who don't have their type of money, who they feel is not on their level. But Evelyn, let's be real. The only reason you have money is because you keep sleeping with these NBA players, these NFL players, and you get in a child support from it. You banking and you living off of child support. Okay? Let's be honest. That is it. And you were trying to have a third baby. You was trying to get your baseball husband or fiance or whatever he was trapped and get him one more baby out of him to give you another 18 years. That's your whole career. Sleeping with basketball players, athletes. Your whole career, and the reason you have money is because you sleep with athletes and you're making that money off of them. What do you have going for yourself besides being an Instagram model? Nothing. Let's be real. And then she wants to go and she talks to Shawnee and she's like, yeah, like, you know, I don't want her near me. She up here talking about breaking jaws and all this stuff. And she was on social media 3 days ago and she talking about Ocho Cinco and she's obsessed with him. Like, honey, she's not obsessed with him. She's just telling you that your nigga was in her DMs. He was trying to fuck her. That's why she kept bringing him up. Because you're on this mission to destroy and publicly bash and humiliate OG. Like, you were so mad when she said that Ocho Cinco was in her DMs. What did you do? You decided to hit Ocho Cinco up, the dude that you said put his hands on you. To see if whether or not this was true. And so he deleted messages and this, that, and the other. And your go was because you thought that OG was ugly. That, oh, you know, he was married to me and I'm light-skinned and I'm Latina and like, I know his type and this, that, and the other. And he would think OG is ugly. Because you think OG is ugly, you thought Ocho Cinco would sit here and say, oh, she ugly. And he'd be like, oh, hell no, like I wasn't trying to fuck with her. That's what you wanted. But when OG came and she pulled out her receipts, you were still believing that your receipts were accurate when she didn't even have time to prepare anything. If she wanted to come up with fake receipts, she had no time to do it. All she did was go to her phone. January 4th, 2011. This, that, and the other. That's what she did. And you like, oh, 2011? Me and Ocho was engaged at that time. So you're trying to be a homewrecker? Girl, you a groupie ass bitch. Like, oh my goodness. Right? And it was just making me so mad. The only reason that OG is getting this type of backlash from that entire cast is literally because she's a dark-skinned woman. And they wanted to bring this up on the reunion. Oh, like people are saying that the only reason that OG is getting all this backlash and stuff is because she's dark-skinned. And like Kristen and all them, like, what? Like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, then what am I? I'm dark-skinned. Baby, let's talk about the reason that you are not getting picked on or dragged on is because of the simple fact that you kissed Shawnee's ass for a paycheck. That is the only reason. Well, actually, there's another reason too. And the other reason is actually because of the simple fact that OG is African. Well, she's Nigerian. She's from Africa and she has those African features. She's darker than the rest of y'all and she got them strong as hell African features. If I was on the show, they probably may not pick on me because they would pick on me because I'm dark-skinned, but they might not come for me because they got OG right here and she's darker and they consider darker skin tone woman ugly. And since she's darker than me, maybe a couple shades darker than I am, and she has those strong African features, they gonna pin her as a target and keep coming at her. And black woman is always labeled as aggressive. And as black women, they should know this. Black women are always considered aggressive, but especially those women that is darker. They are always the ones that is picked on or considered aggressive, or they're being dramatic, or oh, I'm scared because she's dark-skinned. And It's literally the only reason that they coming at her, because they have nothing else. They're so scared of her that they sit here and said they don't want her on the same stage as them. They wanted her in a whole different room. They set up a whole different room, put a couch in it, tried to make it nice. Mark is up here trying to convince OG, like, hey, like, you could go in there, you know, you could take your girls in there, Jackie and Cece, y'all all could go in there and you guys will be fine. And she's like, no. Cece said no. Jackie is just trying to convince her, like, just go out there so that way you can tell your story. Say what you have to say. Boo boo, I would much rather OG say her story on Instagram, okay, then go on Basketball Wives and say it if she has to be put in a different room. Because the reason she didn't want to go in a different room was to make a point. Why does she have to be the one that goes into a different room? Why can't them hoes go into a different room? Why she can't go on that main stage? They could go into the other room. If you're so scared, go into the room separately. But because she's a dark-skinned woman and she's someone who stood up for herself, and because she's bigger, and I'm going to give you this, okay? OG is aggressive because she's an athlete, and that's why I feel like they're so scared of her. It's because she's bigger and her personality really shines, and because she is loyal. Because the whole issue with them, with her in particular, is because they're mad at OG for going behind Cece when Kristen and Cece was talking. Evelyn had followed up and like she was trying to creep around to be nearby, like she was trying to be nosy or whatever. OG saw that. OG saw that and was like, okay, well, just in case something's up, I got my friends back. And they felt some type of way. And like, oh, why she, like, she made the situation worse and she did this and this and that and other, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And like, Shawnee's trying to justify this and be like, well, there's things that you guys did not see on camera. You guys did not see her run up and try to attack Kristen. And I ended up getting pushed. She's been a problem with production as well. And I'm like, so you really trying to pin this all on her, trying to make it seem like she's this aggressive person. Let's talk about Evelyn again. Throwing candles and like these people jumping over tables. People throwing tables. But they're all still here. And this girl did nothing. And you so scared. You so scared that you don't even want her in the same room. What the fuck is that, yo? And like, they even come for Jen. Jen is dark-skinned. How many times Jen has to hold her own? The season started off where they were coming at Jen. So, it's like, come on, give me a fucking break. And like, Kristen and Malaysia, like, what y'all think y'all have coming? The moment you don't agree with Shawnee or whatever is the moment they're going to switch up on you and everybody going to gang up on you. Malaysia, you don't even know what skin tone you want to be because your makeup looked a hot mess. I was like, were you trying to be light-skinned? Evelyn, I think Evelyn is a pretty girl. Her makeup, look here, I could have did better than that. And I'm not a professional at makeup, but I could have done better than that. And then Shawnee and Jennifer, they're going back and forth about the whole issue with apparently Jennifer had told Shawnee that Evelyn had slept with Shaq. Basically, Jennifer said, like, everybody already know. It's public knowledge. He done cheated on her before. Everybody knows that. And basically, Shawnee is like, you know, you up here talking about my ex-husband. And since you're talking about my ex-husband, who is the father of my children, you're basically talking about my children. I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this. I'm about to go. Evelyn's like, if you leaving, we all leaving. And then Shawnee gets up and walks out because she needs some fresh air and then she ends up coming back. Like, what was the whole purpose of that? Trying to be extra. Trying to be extra. And I was just like, I was not here for it. yes, OG, she ended up leaving. Cece ended up leaving. Tammy didn't come because apparently she had an allergy. And I'm like, girl, didn't have no allergy. She was just like, I ain't going to that shit. I'm too good for it. I got a career. Those bitches don't. And I'm here for it. Like, I agree. Girl, you don't need to be there. And then also, like, Jackie, she ended up, see, when she went out on the stage, because production, actually, they took a long time to start filming. So the audience was sitting there for 2 hours. Evelyn kept saying, like, how long y'all been here? Y'all been here for 2 hours? I know y'all tired, blah, blah, blah. Like, she iterating that they were there for a long time. So basically, like, Jackie comes out, she's getting ready to come out, and she's like, where am I sitting? Where am I sitting? I am not sitting anywhere else. I want to be sitting next to Mark. And so it was a whole big issue in Malaysia talking about Jackie being so dramatic and all that. And so, like, Jackie's like, if I already told y'all when I got here, like, I wanted to sit by Mark. If you know, put me next to him, then I'm leaving. Jackie ended up getting her way. She got to sit where she wanted. And so the whole thing with Phoebe and Jackie came to play. Jackie was calm the whole time. But Phoebe is still on this mess where she denying talking shit about Tammy and OG and all that stuff. She's up here talking about it wasn't even like that. She was just saying, like, iterating. I am not going to say, I cannot say that word. She was like, I'm just saying what Tammy had already said. She said this already. So I just repeated what she said. She said that she had her daughter write her music for her because she's more so an old school rapper. And then she sat here and says that she wasn't talking about OG. She happens to talk about stuff that's already out there and people wearing fake stuff, blah, blah, blah. And Jackie was like, no, you said that because we was already talking amongst the crew about people wearing fake stuff. And in particular, it was OG. And then you sit here and you put it in your song. So it was like, Phoebe, you done already got caught. It's already filmed. We all heard and saw it come out of your mouth that you was up here calling Tammy old. It was obvious if y'all was talking about OG within the circle about her wearing fake clothes, and then next thing you know, it's in your song. It's obvious that you were talking about this girl. You just got caught and you didn't like it. And you keep throwing, oh, you want my body. You be trying to spend all this money to look like me. Baby, you don't even have a body. You're not cute. Your body is not all that. Just because you're young and you happen to be skinny, that doesn't mean that you're healthy. That does not mean you're in good shape. So why do you keep on coming at these people throwing shade because they're older? Boo boo, you're not that far away. I was like literally over this freaking reunion. And then they're going to talk to Kristen and say, Kristen, like, so like Byron was here and Cece was here, but they both left. And she was like, oh, Byron was here? And he was like, Mark was like, yeah, what? She was like, well, I was hoping that I could talk to him, like, you know, because I don't have a problem with him. And it was like, well, what about Cece? I mean, you know, it is what it is, you know. And I'm just so like, we're going to keep doing this every freaking episode where we keep talking about the same thing. You started that shit yourself. Oh, and then she want to sit here and she want to be like, so, yeah, Cece is a liar. She up here saying that I called Shawnee a bitch. She was like, I never called her a bitch. She pulled out her phone. She says, Cece was actually the one that called her a bitch. She said, I said X, Y, and Z. And she said, Shawnee is a bitch. And Shawnee goes, and so then they were sitting here when they were talking about the whole colorism thing, and everybody was like well, I'm dark skinned and I'm black. What? Like what? No, that has nothing to do with it. And like, it was a girl in the audience, and I'm gonna put her Twitter name in the description if you want to go check her out. But her facial expressions were everything. She was literally me. Okay, because on a regular, my friends be like, Raven, your facial expressions. That girl was me, because I would have been, I promise you, if I was there at the reunion, then I would have been making those same facial expressions. She's like, I'm like, girl, yes, because that is definitely, like, she was like saying the facial expressions that everybody was feeling and thinking, okay? Everybody else in the audience wasn't like that. And let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you this because I do paid audience work, and I have been like sitting in the audience of a lot of like game shows, reality shows, basketball wives, like all this stuff before. So they tell you when to clap, okay? And so they were telling people to clap at particular moments where, to see if everybody agrees. And everybody had to agree with Shani and Evelyn. That's when the audience was like, so they were like, you know, this has nothing to do with colorism. And, you know, this, that, and my children are black. Because it came out of Shani's mouth or it came out of Evelyn's mouth. That's how they were, like the entire time. We supposed to agree with them because why? No, boo-boo, let's be real. It was a colorism situation, and I'm gonna call it out how it is. And that girl was that voice for all of us. Even though it was her facial expressions, she was the spokesperson through her facial expressions, calling out that bullshit. And so, bruh, then they asked the question, they was like, who here thinks that OG is aggressive? So there was a dark-skinned woman who was in the audience who raised their hand. There was only a few people in the audience who raised their hand. And then it was basically everybody on stage who felt like she was being dramatic and she's the aggressive one. And I'm just looking like, see, the audience know what's up. They basically calling you out on your bullshit. No, bitch. This is a prime colorism. And especially the simple fact, because, you know, within these past couple days, we had Jason Lee come out, who up here talking about, oh, it wasn't colorism. Black people need to stop blaming everything on colorism. Everything is not colorism. She has a black, like, she has black children and she married a black guy. No, it's public knowledge out there that says and that proves that Evelyn is a colorism. He up here talking about, oh, I can't find anything. Nigga, because you didn't even try. Like, you didn't even try. Like, stop with this bullshit, because Jason Lee literally pisses me off. Especially, like, it really pissed me off with the whole Jordan Wood situation, you know? So I just literally looked at him differently at that point. Like, stop kissing people's ass. You kissed the Kardashian ass so hard, and that's why you were determined to make Jordan Woods look bad. And now you here on this show, well, not on this show, now you're here trying to defend the hell out of Evelyn Zada because certain people's names, you know, it helps you. You want to stay on certain people's good side. So that way you can continue to have a career. Oh, like, yeah, I met Evelyn and she's a cool, I don't know her, but, you know, she came and she did an interview with the show and she was a cool person and blah, blah. Okay, and you're no different than a YouTuber. You're not even like a real blogger or whatever you're supposed to be. Like, no. Beyonce wasn't paying you no attention, hunty. So, goodbye. But anyways, then we have Evelyn Lozada trying to, like, sue OG for defamation. Like, what? They're talking shit about, oh, she's spreading these lies and I'm losing endorsements and deals and stuff like that because she says I'm a racist and I'm a colorist. I mean, she said it, but you did it. You put that stuff out there. You put that out there when you posted the monkey. And let's be real, we know what that meant. And all this shit was out anyways about her being the darker tone woman, and that's why everybody is ganging up on her. And then you want to sit here and put on your snap a monkey. Why couldn't you put something else? But you chose to put a monkey, so you made it about race. That's facts, yo. And then you were the one that called Cece Ling Ling. So that's right there. You're gonna lose, hunty. You're gonna lose. And if you end up winning, you must have sucked a whole lot of dick, okay? Sucked a whole lot of dick to get off that, because you put that shit out there yourself. But anyways, y'all, I am done. Like, I'm done with this. We're going to stay tuned for part 2. If there's a part 2, I'm not sure. I don't care. But I'm going to watch it. I'm going to let y'all know. I'm going to talk about it. But y'all, y'all, I'm on one right now. I am literally on one. Okay, so that is it, you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.